Now, let's just look into some of the obstacles to the madrasa reforms. And in some of these obstacles, the first one which I would like to discuss is the madrasa independence. Pakistan's madaris are predominantly private institutions, and the independence of the madrasa institution is integral to its identity. The madaris see themselves as sustainers of particular religious tradition. Government control and madrasa reform initiatives have been firmly resisted throughout Pakistan's history. The madaris authorities see any government intervention or the experimentation from any other organization within the madrasa context as an unnecessary need. They do not want any interference whatsoever because they see any of that interference or any of that involvement or engagement as a compromise to the spirit of true provision of madrasa education or Islamic education. It is true or not, that is debatable, but there has been the clear resistance. The core of madrasa tradition lies in the curriculum. What does that mean? What is the curriculum? The education of children and training of religious leaders and clergy in the true interpretation of religion, as mentioned earlier as well. Thus, madaris resist government control over curriculum because they believe that the curriculum in religious schools ought to be decided by the religious experts. You know very well that there has been a lot of discourse, there has been a lot of debate on what should be taught in the madaris, and whenever that debate happens, a lot of different stakeholders are invited to discuss or to share their opinion. That includes the politicians, that includes the educators, that includes the teachers, the principals, the private education experts, the public education experts, and also the religious scholars. But most of the times, the madaris authorities say that all these stakeholders, they do not need to share their opinion. Why? Because the religious scholars or the religious experts who understand the religion, only they qualify to share what needs to be taught and how it needs to be taught within the madaris context. The resistance to register and open madrasa accounts to government scrutiny may partly reflect loyalties to their financial supporters, some of whom form part of transnational networks, including foreign Muslim supporters. It appears that while madaris are willing to accept a certain degree of government regulation and oversight, they will not risk losing their independence, particularly if such regulation is seen as part of a foreign agenda. So what happens is the madaris authorities in general, at a surface level, at a superficial level, ask for the government to come and monitor and hold them accountable, but when it comes to the specifics, when it comes to the particulars, they resist a lot, and they have multiple reasons to do so.